My first day at middle school. Middle school. The concept strikes fear. Just so much of it is unknown. New teachers, new classes, an overwhelming tidal wave of new students. Today was Connor's first day. He woke at 6 as his cat adjusted herself on his pillow. He hit the shower and got dressed. He decided a few months ago that Dad would drop him off a block away and he'd walk to the entrance himself. His dad pulled up curbside and Connor got out. As he approached the school, Connor looked for his friends from elementary. He also was trying to avoid the pole. The pole was the elementary school bully, tall and thin like a pole. This was the one guy Connor could do without. Connor walked through the front entrance into the main hallway. Every kid held onto a piece of paper which showed which classroom they should go to. Connor's class schedule told him that new student assembly was to be held in room 8. Suddenly, dread surged through his body, as at the far end of the hallway he saw the pole. The pole hadn't noticed Connor yet, so Connor slowly backed up. Wham! He smashed into a girl running down the hallway. Her books went flying. His schedule hit the ground also. She scooped hers up without any apology and ran off.
Not even a sorry?
He picked up his paper, but something seemed strange. It was creased like a triangle. Connor didn't remember folding it like that.
Huh?
He didn't recall his first class being in room B. He thought it said room 8. Perhaps he just read it wrong. Grasping his schedule, he raced to room B. He entered. It was the largest classroom he had ever seen. An auditorium the size of a basketball court, which seemed more like a movie theater with its stadium seating. It was packed with kids, but he saw some empty seats in the middle. Just then, he brushed elbows with a girl. She smiled cutely back before walking into the center aisle. He followed. She turned and their eyes met. She smiled again as she sat down. He sat next to her and the room hushed. A teacher walked to the front and center to the podium. In the silence, Connor could hear every step. The teacher was tall and thin, creepy looking.
Welcome to your first day of 6th grade at Pirk Middle School.
There was something bizarre about the teacher's face. His left eye was blinking uncontrollably. The left eye would blink, then the right eye would blink. It was odd. Connor had never seen anything like it.
While I know most of you, I see a few fresh faces I don't recognize. Stand up if you're new.
What? This was embarrassing. But the girl next to him stood, as did 2 boys a few rows down. Connor slowly rose from his seat as 200 eyes latched onto him.
Introduce yourselves.
The 2 boys said their names were Zachnid and Rashbird. The girl said she was a Rashbird too. A really strange name for both of them to have. But Connor didn't have too much time to really think about it. As of now, it was his turn. He was about to speak when a large bang came from the back of the room. All eyes turned to where an out-of-breath girl entered at breakneck speed.
Sit down.
Hold on. That girl. She was the one who bumped into Connor in the hallway and didn't say sorry. If she was in this class, then that meant Connor was in the wrong place.
If you're ever late again, I'll rip out your heart and serve it for lunch.
Whoa. That teacher was scary. No wonder everyone was so quiet. The girl rushed to an empty seat. Connor sat down too. Happy he didn't have to announce himself to the entire class.
Today's lesson is a refresher on the creatures amongst us.
The creatures amongst us?
Werewolves, vampires, snakeheads, spider crawls, zacnids and rashbirds. We fall into those 7 categories.
Huh?
What on earth is he talking about? Connor glanced across the auditorium. All listened intently. All eyes were on the teacher. It was very strange. They were all staring like robots.
Why, we live amongst them and go to school with them, the humans. We must never let them know we exist. Death to you and your family awaits anyone who does so. Okay. Separate into your species. Vampires in this corner.
At that, many stood and walked to the corner.
Werewolves, over here, please.
Half the remaining kids stood. For a split second, Connor looked around for hidden cameras. Was this a first-date prank?
Spider crawlers to the ceiling.
The worst chill imaginable overtook Connor's body as kids crawled up the walls and stuck above him. He now knew this wasn't a joke.
Snakeheads. Are there any snakeheads?
A sad-looking boy raised his hand.
You, over here, by me.
The boy sheepishly walked over to the teacher.
Zachnid's here.
Connor frantically looked around. Was he the only one who didn't belong?
Rashbird's this corner.
The girl next to Connor stood. It was then he noticed a rash on the side of her neck. Others who joined her in the corner also had the same rash. Connor didn't know what to do. Should he follow? Would he be found out? He hesitated, and then went for the exit. But the door was locked. Unfortunately, the vampires had noticed his attempted escape, and as they whispered amongst themselves, their piercing eyes latched upon him. He started to back away, but then he saw the spider crawls above him, circling him on the ceiling. Tears drizzled from his eyes, realizing everyone was watching him.
You're not one of us.
There wasn't anywhere for him to go. He slowly shook his head.
No?
Class, may this be a lesson to you all. If the human is allowed to leave here, then our secret will be out. They will hunt us down and kill us.
He turned back to Connor.
Your fear will be over shortly.
The teacher motioned the sad boy towards Connor.
Kill.
The sad boy opened his jaw wide.
Kill! Kill!
A snakehead shot out of the boy's mouth and latched its teeth onto Connor's face. Connor's head snapped back and... Connor woke as his cat adjusted herself on his pillow. Still shaken from his dream, Connor approached the shower. The dream had felt so real, and Connor was still nervous. Of course, his parents thought it was because this was his first day at middle school. As his dad dropped him off at the corner, he felt a horrible feeling of déjà vu. Connor walked through the front entrance into the school, where he saw everyone with their class schedules in hand. Still dazed, he glanced towards the pole at the far end of the hallway. When an unapologetic girl with the books crashed into him. Again, she scooped up the wrong schedule, but before he could tell her, she rushed away. Nervously, he watched her disappear around the corner. Connor slowly bent down and picked up the dropped piece of paper. He flipped it over, and sure enough, it was the girl's, and it read Room B. His eyes instantly locked onto a trash bin, but just as he was going to throw it away, he was shoved forward, falling hard on the ground. As he looked up, the pole towered over him.
Oops.
The pole snatched Connor's paper from his hand.
Where's assembly?
The pole looked over the schedule.
Room B.
He scrunched it into a ball and then threw it at Connor.
I'll see you at recess.
The pole shoved Connor back and walked away. Wait, if the bully read the girl's paper, then he was on his way to the snakehead room. Connor had to do something.
Wait!
The bully turned around.
What?
Connor paused.
Nothing.